Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check out these headlines. Breaking: Congress gets a whiff of the SEC's conflict of interest. Where will it go from here? ETH fees wrecking the NFT market. XRP Ledger Milestone, and it's historic. You're going to want it. How XRP becomes a stablecoin, and quite possibly a very, very key missing piece of the puzzle soon to be in place. We're going to hear from Rosie Rios, Janet Yellen, Elizabeth Warren, and so much more. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter at Dig Perspectives at the top of the screen. Everything we're talking about here today. Give us a follow on TikTok. It's taken off over there. It's Digital Perspectives, no spaces. $1.277 trillion market cap, ladies and gentlemen. We're off by 1.7% this morning. Good morning. It is June 3rd, 2022. Bitcoin, 29,700. Ethereum right now, 1,700 plus, and it is off by 4.2% just in the last 24 hours. Right now, we see XRP back at the number 6 spot over Cardano, and it's 39 cents. Shout out to Charles Hoskinson. It's 55 cents for Cardano this morning. Look at the range of price really quickly here. If it will load, and I know that it will, you can do it. It's 41 cents right now on Fiat Link, 39 cents on the bottom, 41.50 on the top. We'll keep an eye on those prices as the day goes on. Shout out to the Link to family right here. It's everybody from Nick Burafado, Will right here, and Joe Endoso himself, Josh, Ray, Susan, and this young lady who just started recently. Shout out to you as well. So great to see all of those people having so much fun. And you know what? The fun continues on the platform because I see the sale is still down to $5,000 minimum for that. And check it out. And I believe Uphold too. Yes, it is. Make sure you check this out, ladies and gentlemen. If you have not done it, go click the link underneath the video. Check out what they've got. Download the app. Trust me, you won't be sorry. There's so many things coming. I know a lot of you are going, but I'm not accredited. Download the app on the link under the video anyway, because here's the reality. They are working on so many things to be able to open up products and opportunities to non-accredited investors. Yes, that's right. The real people democratizing finance and investing and getting into private equity. You're looking at them right here. Make sure you download that app and link. Even if you've registered already with Link2 from a long time ago, click that link and show your love. Look right here. The stuff is about to hit the fan, ladies and gentlemen. It really, really is. This is senior Republican on the Senate Banking Committee, Mike Crapo, responds to Connect to Congress campaign. If you have not used this, I use this to reach out to Chris Van Hollen in my state. I've yet to hear from Chris on the matter, but nevertheless, we need this kind of response. Mike Crapo here, and I'm going to give him a follow here. And I tell you, this right here is Empower Oversight, Hemmings referral, especially grave is what he calls it. And if you look, this claim is particularly gravid in light of the SEC's ongoing lawsuit against Ripple Labs. He gets it. He's talking about the Hemmings speech, how it helped Ethereum, the Ethereum Alliance, Simpson Thacher. I mean, he's got all of this here. It's really, really nice to see someone who understands the conflict of interest. That fire, I believe, is about to get a whole lot bigger. Ladies and gentlemen, they are hearing us. They're starting to respond. You feel like it's never going to happen, but it actually is. Keep the course. Stay professional. Act ethically, and let's get the job done. Let's continue to bring this thing in for a landing. This is digital asset investor and Ben Armstrong, BitBoy himself, talking to Ellie Tarrant from Fox Business. And this quick clip acknowledges that even Ellie Tarrant realizes that the expert for the SEC, Patrick Doody, who says that XRP is a security, has not even bothered to talk to one XRP holder. Not such an expert after all.
There's no way that Patrick Doody believes what he's saying because he hasn't spoken to any XRP holder.
Tell him, Ben.
Correct?
Right. apparently he has not spoken to any XRP holders. And, John, meanwhile, has spoken to plenty who have said the exact opposite of what Duty is saying. Like,
there's no way.
You're right, Ben. Tell him there is no way. And it's going to come out just like the truth of everything else of this matter, of this case, and everything surrounding it is coming out as well. Here's another truth that's rising to the surface very, very quickly here. This is from Wheezy. Was trying to sell his Save Martian NFT, but the fees are just too damn high. Look at this. They told him, you know what? $88.33 to $116.93, and we'll get that transaction done for you on your Save Martian NFT, Wheezy. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, Wheezy. For $88.33 to $116, hell, I'll do it for you too. Who wouldn't do it? The problem is it's not a solution for the future. This is a joke. I mean, if it wasn't so tragic, it would be laughable. This does not a solution for the future make. Make sure you understand what you hold. At some point, if this is not fixed, there's going to be a mass exodus off of that network. Write it down. Right here, XRP ready to bridge the gap. NFTs can bridge the gap between the real and virtual world. And this is exciting because we know NFTs are being brought to the XRP Ledger, and we know the cost to use the ledger is a fraction of a penny. Put that up against those $100 plus fees. XRP Ledger also reaches a historic milestone as it has a birthday even. It has reached its historic milestone at 72 millionth ledger. And that is fitting because yesterday, 10 years ago, the XRP Ledger had a birthday. Yeah. Arthur Britter submitted the lines of code that created 100 billion XRP tokens. Not Ripple, the XRP Ledger. That is worth celebrating right there. I want to get to this. This is Ripple user Bexis Pay signs a partnership that will see them intermediating payments for Nubank's 54 customers. Hang in there. Driving and increasing the number of people accessing international products and services, further democratizing cross-border transactions. This is good. But that Bexis was recently purchased by eBerry to expand Brazilian services as well. Bexis's Pix connected. Now, if you come down here, you'll remember that Nubank, which was mentioned, is actually really involved with the neobank, is backed in part by Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett said he didn't fool around with crypto, wouldn't buy Bitcoin for $25. So Warren Buffett sees a big difference between Ripple's technology and XRP, the use of the ledger, I would imagine, for Nubank's success as it sees Bitcoin. That is pretty remarkable. Ripple partner NEUM successfully expands into Southeast Asia thanks to RippleNet. Now, we reported this the other day, but this is really to recap for a second here the importance of real interoperability. The importance of real protocols, value protocols that will truly be here in the future, because they're not here today making hundreds of dollars off of each transaction until everyone just figures it out and stops using it. My God, why would you use anything other than PayPal and Venmo today? I wouldn't dare even try to send money through Ethereum with the gas fees the way they are. It is just deplorable. That network is in trouble. And if they don't get the 2.0 figured out to where they can get these fees down to a fraction of a penny, it won't make it the long run. Why would people continue to use it? Now, let's talk about this, because we want to talk about this. I had a great conversation yesterday with Linda P. Jones. Shout out to Linda for the great insights. We talked about the idea of XRP being a stablecoin or a global stablecoin. We get this notion because, first of all, I've been having this conversation for a long time about XRP and a possible price set at some point, or a price floor. And the reality here is that we could see something like this. It is possible. Does it have to go this way? No, but it's possible. I want to take you through some new information that really kind of supports this possible scenario, possible outcome here. First of all, Ratha Kahneman, who I find to be a great influencer on Twitter, and by the way, he's way more reserved than I am. So I'm not saying that he subscribes to anything to the depth that I do. I love to go out on a limb and speculate these things. I'm a speculator. He likes to stay a little closer to home, which is great. And I love that because that kind of balance between these conversations that happen out here are very, very healthy. So I want to go through here and discuss some of his ideas, and then I have a few comments down below, and then I want to show you some information that really kind of says maybe we should be considering this a lot more than we already are. And no, I'm not talking about XRP being $1 as a stable coin. It could be pegged to any amount of value to support the amount of collateral that has been put up and the formula plus the utility providing a price, right? So in here, he says really quickly, a theory question here. If XRP were to increase to, say, $10 with no escrow, $1 trillion at a high velocity of on-demand liquidity, wouldn't it act increasingly like a stable coin, perhaps even almost USD pegged given current FX routes today, or at least approach a global dollar perhaps? Absolutely. Now, he says here, no need to at me with flip the switch takes. He's not that guy. This is not a discussion here. What he's wondering is if you assume the success of XRP, wouldn't it behoove the U.S. to create positive regulation to maintain U.S. dollar hedge money reinforced on the XRP ledger? That's the kind of stuff we're talking about here. On the other hand, to ignore and regulate the XRP ledger by enforcement really is short-sighted cronyism. Anyways, watching some of the XRP developer charts and thinking about the meaning of velocity of growth. I told him, people are going to be calling you crazy soon. I've been saying it. He knows it's been a conversation for a while, but I want to bring you down to this here. Anders L says, yes, the more volume growing through XRP, the more stable it will get. Tight spreads, low volatility, stable value. This aligns with what Bob Way said when I had a conversation with him back in 2019. That should have slow increase since XRP has likely become more and more adopted, which also means more and more entities would like to hold XRP and so on. He says here, Ratha Kahneman says, the part I grasp, but I guess part of the question is that if it becomes more stable, at what size is it considered stable? In the same way some national currencies are. I know Ripple argues velocity reduces exposure, but at some point, does it make stable coins and pegs redundant? You know, this is the question. At what point would it be that the transition would happen, that someone would say XRP is a stable coin now? Because it certainly isn't today in its current state. Such a great point, and that's the point I've been talking about. Now, very quickly, we know the World Bank in November of 2021, just 7 months ago, that they believe stablecoins are, in fact, Ripple's XRP and Stellar's XLM. Very quickly, you know this. We also know that recently, yesterday or 2 days ago, the Bank of England said they're going to take rescue role of stable coins. They talk about, the Treasury said that a failure of a systemically important stable coin could cause a wide range of financial stability risk, basically, is what we're talking about here, right? That's huge. We know this. Now, we also know this. This is Rosie Rios. Listen to what she said. 43rd Treasurer, Ripple board member, telling us that crypto has extreme volatility and it has to be addressed. Take a listen.
So out of the approximately $2 trillion of U.S. currency in circulation worldwide, my name is approximately on 1.8 trillion. So I can honestly say that no one has made more money than I have.
Which makes her an authority on the matter, does it not?
So now let's talk about how this impacts Web 3.0 and specifically blockchain technology. And I want to start by saying I am also on the board of Ripple, which is XRP, cryptocurrency. But I want
a cryptocurrency.
I want to make something very, very clear. Blockchain is here to stay. The train has left the station. So when President Biden signed this executive order to to look at digital assets, we hope that the recommendations are going to accomplish several things. One, to encourage regulators to ensure sufficient oversight, to encourage the Financial Stability Oversight Council to identify and mitigate financial risks, to direct coordinated actions across agencies to mitigate illicit financing and national security risks, promote safe and affordable financial services, and finally, but not the last thing surely, to explore a U.S. central bank digital currency. So cryptocurrency is one of the greatest wealth disruptors and is the next investment frontier for the masses. But in order for there to be a true democratization, their extreme volatility has to be addressed. So,
extreme volatility has to be addressed. Well, isn't it so that cryptocurrency is private money? And isn't it so that XRP, a bridge currency, helps as a bridge between both parties, minimizing that risk of exposure? You're damn right it is. Watch out for FSOC, the Financial Stability Oversight Council, the U.S. Treasury. And tell you what else to watch out for, because we see that they have been activated. I want you to watch this.
A report just this morning in the Wall Street Journal that a stable coin known as Terra USD experienced a run and had declined in value. And I think that simply illustrates that this is a rapidly growing product, and that there are risks to financial stability, and we need a framework.
Now, that is the current treasurer telling you that is a risk to financial stability and we need a framework. Now you're about to hear Elizabeth Warren activating FSOC from the under Treasury Secretary.
That's appropriate.
Just let me remind you what my question is. Do they pose the threat of becoming a systemic risk?
Of becoming a systemic risk, yes.
Yes, they do. I agree. FSOC's job, according to Treasury's website, is, quote, identifying emerging threats to financial stability and coordinate regulatory actions to address them, end quote. So, Undersecretary Lang, if you believe that stablecoins are a serious emerging threat to our financial system, then have you advised FSOC to use the tools that Congress gave it specifically to mitigate threats before they get out of hand?
I made some recommendations.
So you are moving at least in that direction? Is that what you're telling me? I want to make sure I just understand your testimony here today.
Yes, the PWG is...
Well, I understand about the other regulators. Mm-hmm. I'm asking about FSOC because I don't want monitoring to be a way to just avoid doing your job. In your testimony before the House Financial Services last week, you suggested that FSOC should not and would not act ahead of Congress. That's something the crypto industry might find comforting, but it is not consistent with FSOC's mission. Did you misstate something last week?
So what I intended to say, I did see that, is FSOC has a responsibility to look at the tools it has.
Well, not just to look, but to use.
They can apply. And the situation is developing very quickly. And so how different tools would apply, it's a little bit difficult to prejudge how they would be used.
Okay. But you are willing to use them ahead of Congress?
If that is the case and it is assessed that they are a systemic risk that needs to be addressed.
Well, not that they are a systemic risk. Remember what it says on the website, before that risk has reached fruition.
This is her putting a fire underneath the fanny of the Treasury to activate them. And she's getting her to testify that they would take action before Congress on stable coins being a systemic risk. She goes on to chastise her even more, and it's not necessary to see. But I told you that there's a missing piece to this puzzle. And there is. And it's this guy, Michael S. Barr, the recent nominee to be the VP Federal Reserve Vice President. And if he gets confirmed, we know that he came from the United States Treasury and was also at Ripple. Now, I'm not suggesting that there's anything nefarious or malicious happening. What I'm suggesting is that because if you understand the role that Reuters paints out here that Barr would serve, on cryptocurrency, Barr said the technology has some potential upside, but that stablecoins in particular could pose financial stability risk if customers believe they are more reliable than they are in reality. Barr previously advised and served on boards of several crypto and fintech firms, Ripple being one of them, but said at Thursday's hearing that if confirmed, he would not work in the financial sector for 4 years after leaving government. That's refreshing. Barr would fill the remaining vacancy on the Federal Reserve Board and take on a broad agenda that is likely to include revisiting rules that were eased under his predecessor, Randy Quarles, and taking steps to address climate change risk, fintechs, and cryptocurrencies. What I'm suggesting is that the missing piece to the puzzle actually has the knowledge in the background he needs to make sure that whatever he contributes to the rules of the road will not harm cryptocurrency or stable coins, but truly address the systemic risks that exist from them in a way that allows innovation to be able to move to the front of the line because it has real use case. I'm talking about XRP, baby. That's what I'm talking about. And I'm not saying he'd write rules for that specifically. I'm saying he would write rules for the crypto space and stablecoin space for which, because of the due diligence of Ripple and the due diligence of XRP and its path to make sure that there are, in fact, KYC on end-to-end, AML, all of those things, compliant end-to-end, it will find its way to the top of the pack. That's where we're headed, and I believe this is the missing piece to the puzzle to get us all there, not just XRP. That's going to do it for me. Hit that like and subscribe, leave a comment below. You may not think so because it's 40 cents, but we're getting closer, ladies and gentlemen. I'll catch you on the next one.